everyone. We are live here and we're trying to do this from our bathroom because we don't want to wake any children up. And I'm not sure the connection's going to work, but if we have any issues with it, we will start it over. But it looks like...
Let us know.
Yeah. But anyway, so tonight we would like to kind of do a little rehearsal with you guys, a live rehearsal. So we are playing our first concert show in like years.
Yeah.
In years. This Friday night at Joe Pine Coffee in Marshall, Texas, and our friends of ours own that, and we are privileged to get to debut really publicly for the first time all of the music that we have written inspired by our autism journey, and hopefully that music will be recorded and produced so that you can hear it in a much more polished,
gooder,
in a gooder way. So, but the disclaimer here tonight is that this is a rehearsal.
We're working on it.
And we're working on this music. We started writing these songs about 5 years ago, and they're very, very near and dear to our hearts, and birthed out of a lot of struggles with Jude and his autism, and we want to be a voice for families that are going through similar struggles. Love you too, Kirsten. Anyway, so we're just gonna have a little rehearsal here. I think which one should we start?
I was wondering if this is showing too much of the ceiling. And also, are you on the Wi-Fi? Or are you just on?
Well, I don't know. We haven't had a connection issue, so...
Did you turn off?
I did not turn off my Wi-Fi. We'll just see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. You guys let us know, because we weren't sure how good the Wi-Fi signal was back here. So
we'll start with an upbeat one. Let's start with Hold Me Together. This is called Hold Me Together, and I remember this is when we were living with my parents. When we built this house, we lived with my parents for 3.5 years. They graciously allowed us to live there. And, looking back, it was definitely God's hand on us, gracious hand on us, because we had a lot of support in place when Jude's autism just began to become so dominating in his life and our lives, and our parents were there to support us. But a lot of nights we just we would sit up late together and just process the day and just the heaviness of what we were going through. And we were tired a lot of days, and we were weary. And so that's what this song's about, but it's kind of a fun version of it. And so let's see if I can remember it.
same here. We should have practiced for our practice.
Nah.
So I'm trying to remember how to... I'll play it.
It's called Hold Me Together. You may be feeling like this today. Hold me together. Hold me together. Hold me together, 'cause I'm falling apart. Hold me together. Hold me together. Hold me together, 'cause I'm falling that's
so,
it.
Oh, so it's the 5 there.
Lord, you told me in my weakness, you are strong. Well, that's a promise that I'm standing on. I guess back in the chorus. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of trying. I need a little to hold me together. Ooh, hold me together.
Something like that. So
Yeah.
So we'll work the kinks out of that. So the bridge was. You think was that?
Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep them coming. We'd love to hear what you think about the music.
Yeah.
So,
Should get closer.
for
so
those of
we
you
see
who are
our
just
eyes.
joining, we are having kind of a little rehearsal here of our original music that we've written inspired by autism and our specific journey with our son. And this Friday we are going to debut that music for the first time publicly, practiced up. And
because of all the time we got.
yeah.
What is Kirsten saying? Thank you very much. That's
Thank
so sweet.
you.
Wow.
Means
I
a lot
fumbled
coming
through that.
from-
You're
from
being nice. You're being very, very nice, Kirsten.
Because she's the music brilliant guru.
Yeah, seriously.
So we're going to be playing that show this Friday night at Joe Pine Coffee at 7 o'clock. So come out in Marshall, Texas at Joe Pine Coffee.
It's the new coffee place. It's the new cool.
It's
hip
the new,
coffee place.
yeah, place to be.
And we haven't been yet, so we're
Yeah.
excited. But yeah, so we're actually not yet doing a what?
Well, I'm just saying in light of all of this, it's all being tied together here. It is the new place to be, and we haven't been there yet, but we used to have 2 coffee mugs from there until our autistic son shattered them on the floor because he thought it would just be cool to see what could happen if I took this and threw it on the floor.
Who knows what he thought?
Yeah.
But they were cool mugs.
Okay.
No, so basically what you're trying to say is we're actually not doing a request thing tonight.
No, we're not doing a request.
Not yet.
tonight.
Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Anything can happen here in the Wooten bathroom here.
Okay, let's do I Will Be Your Voice.
Okay.
Okay, so this song has a really cool story behind it. So, my friend Nicole Huggins, she has a sweet little boy, same age as Jude, who has autism. And she is a blogger, she's a speaker, she's a writer, and she's very talented with words. And the Lord woke her up in the middle of the night one night with a poem about her son. And I think, man, I'd have to ask her again how this all transpired, but I think before I even knew the story, the Lord had put her on my heart to co-write a song with me about our boys. And I began to talk to her about that, and she was like, Lainey, that's so crazy because the other night the Lord woke me up and gave me a poem. And she said, I just thought it was a poem, but really it was a song that God had given her. And so it was just so cool how God put this together. So she wrote most of the lyrics on this song. John and I added some things to make it work melodically. But this is called I Will Be Your Voice. And Jude, a lot of autistic people are nonverbal, but yet have so much to say. And thank God, through lots of research and technology, we are finding out how to give these very valuable human beings a voice. And even though they may not be able to verbally say what they want or they need or their dreams or their desires or to, let us into their creative minds, we're able to get into their minds through different, different ways. But I think every parent of an autistic child really wants their child to find their voice. And for some of us, it takes years and years and years and a lifetime to figure out how to give them that voice. And we're still trying to figure that out with Jude for sure, you know, but daily he's talking more. He's drawing, yes. And so God is giving him a voice. And so, but this goes back to whenever I think Ezra was nonverbal at this time, or he was barely speaking, and Nicole was his voice. And so this song is called I Will Be Your Voice. It must be lonely there inside your world where no one sees you and you can't speak a word, trapped in your own reality. Things are not always as they seem to be. I will be your voice until you find your own. I will be your voice. I wanna be your home. I'll hold your hand, dear. Now rest at ease. Be who He made you. When you're with me, we can help the world to understand the beauty of your life held in the Father's hands. I will be your voice until you find your own. I will be your voice. I wanna be your home. You will overcome. I will help you, son. Oh, the Father has a plan for you. Oh, there's nothing He can't do. I will be your voice until you find your own. I will be your voice. I wanna be your home. I will be your voice until you find your own. I will be your voice. I wanna be your home. I wanna be your home.
I don't know where to end it.
I think keep going. A
Twice.
little bit, yeah.
Something like that.
Awesome.
For those who are just joining in, we are rehearsing, so we're gonna be talking through some stuff. So,
Cool. So these are songs that were inspired by our son's autism. And we are playing a show this Friday night at Joe Pine Coffee in Marshall. So come out and see us. And if you know someone who could really be encouraged by this, please send them out and find a way for their autistic children to be taken care of. That's that's the biggest thing there, so that they can come and enjoy a night out. And we probably should do a Facebook Live for all of our families with special needs kiddos.
yes, we should.
Because
During?
during, so that they can experience the concert if they can't come out, because we understand being homebound.
I mean, us getting there is going to require quite a bit of childcare.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's not like we're going, oh, hey, we're going to go play a show easy.
Yeah.
You know. But we have awesome family that takes care of our kiddos. Yeah. So.
What if?
Yeah, Bridge. I'm not sure about that one.
Okay, so this is a song. I think one of the greatest fears for parents, but specifically for parents who have kids like we have, is what's going to happen to my kid when I'm gone. And you picture yourself aging and your special needs child aging, and you think, who's going to take care of them? Will they end up in a home? Will the people who work in that home take care of them? Will their siblings want to take care of them? And but anyway, so this is these are questions that we have had asked ourselves. It's a very kind of raw and just honest expression of the fears that we have, and yet at the same time finding peace and resolve in the fact that God loves our kids way more than we love them, and He cares more about their future than we care about it, and that brings me a whole lot of peace. So you try it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I fear the unknown. Like, what if He's here and I'm gone? What if the years don't bring better days? What if this all stays the same? What if I can't carry on, and I find myself breaking down? Who would step in and take the weight I bear? What if I couldn't be there? My love may burn for Him, but your love blazes. You breathe your life into Him, and you keep Him forever. And then go to the bridge. I hold Him in my arms today, to keep Him safe, to keep Him warm. But if I'm gone, He'll be okay in your everlasting arms. I hold Him in my arms today, to keep Him safe, to keep Him warm. But if I'm gone, He'll be okay in your everlasting arms. 'Cause my love may burn for Him, but your love blazes. You breathe your life into Him, and you keep Him. Yeah. And my love may burn for Him, but your love blazes. You breathe your life into Him, and you keep Him. song makes me emotional.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And I think that
Sure.
song is going to minister to a lot of people, you know, and not just people that have an autistic child, but that you have.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I think there's a verse that's yet to be written in that one. We all have people that we love, that we care about, and, you know, but when you're a caretaker of that person, that's your biggest fear. It's like, what's going to happen to this person when I'm gone? You know, who's going to take care of them? And the Lord God's faithful. He's so, so faithful. And to, you know, I just think about the deep, deep love I have for my kids, and yet it's a flicker compared to the flame of God's love for them. And that's overwhelming to me. So I'm so glad that these songs are ministering to you tonight. Once again, these are songs that have been inspired by our journey of autism with our son. And we are rehearsing tonight for our show on Friday at Joe Pine Coffee. So come out and see us at 7 o'clock. And let's see here. What's another one that we have lyrics to? I've written all the lyrics down somewhere. And I don't know where all they are.
You don't have.
Do you remember this
one? On you?
I don't remember the words to it. I'd have to. What if?
Ours, yeah. So, refresh me on ours, or let me see the words or something.
On ours, okay. Child, there was nothing that prepared us, but Jesus and His precious love for all that we've been through.
Yeah, sure.
Try.
Yeah, I don't know if I had a capo on or what, but we'll just play.
You have opened up our eyes. And I'm not totally sold on the chorus of this yet. But this is what we have so far on this one. I need to revisit it and probably rewrite some parts. But this is called.
Okay, chorus. How's the chorus?
Oh, repeat location and time. Leslie, it's at Joe Pine Coffee in Marshall, Texas at 7 p.m.
Which is close to the square in Marshall. It's on Washington.
And it's right next to the big, huge antique store with all the big glass front windows. Central Perks is the
Wiseman's.
Wiseman's, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
And it
next door
started with a
to
W.
Pietro's Pizzeria and
Okay.
Wine Place. I don't know.
Cool. All right, so this one is called Hours. Child, there was nothing that prepared us, but Jesus and His precious love for all that we've been through. Still, His loving hand sustaining, and there is no mistaking His fingerprints on you. You are no mistake, born to lead the way. And I probably don't have them in the right key. Born to lead the way, 'cause you.
Well, so sing way again.
Okay, so you are no mistake. You're born to lead the way, 'cause you have opened up our eyes.
Okay, go ahead.
You have led us straight to Christ. You have given more than taken. Our hearts forever grateful. We proudly call you ours. no mistake, born to lead the way. You have opened up our eyes. You have led us straight to Christ. And you have given more than taken, our hearts forever grateful. We proudly call you ours. We need you, we want you, we proudly call you ours. We need you, we want you, we proudly call you ours. Chorus. 'Cause you have opened up our eyes. You have led us straight to Christ. And you have given more than taken, our hearts forever grateful. We proudly call you ours. Cool. I love it. Did you figure it out? I love a lot of these, reading back through these lyrics, because whenever we wrote these lyrics, it's just really cool to see, wow, like how much God was teaching us during that time in our life. And because it speaks to me even now, I'm like, oh yeah, that's so good. Just because a lot of times when you have a special needs child, you can focus in on the things that you can't do and the things that they keep you from doing. And to be reminded in this song that people with disabilities, they are no accident, they are no burden to society. They are specifically created to lead the way. And they are our leaders to Christ. Like, they literally take us by the hand and walk us straight to Jesus. And that's what grieves me so much about motives behind many abortions, is because we think that we should abort babies that maybe have the autism gene, or have the Down syndrome chromosome, or the lack of the chromosome, whatever it is, or the doctor says, well, this child won't even have a quality of life if you let them live. And we believe in the sanctity of life. We believe that every life matters. And I just think, as we said this in that song, like, we proudly call our disabled son ours. In my flesh, there are times, maybe when he's running around naked in public, I'm not so proud to call him my son. But really, when I sit and be serious, it is... And I seriously reflect, and in all seriousness, I said that 3 times. I am so proud. I'm so honored to be chosen to be the mother of a special needs child. Yes, it's so hard. Yes, there are days that I think, death would be easier, to be honest. But it is a true honor to care for, to partner with, to be led by someone who is disabled. We had the privilege of getting to go to Johnny and Friends camp this summer, that was started by Johnny Erickson Tata, who's she was disabled in a diving accident when she was in her 20s, I think, and she started this ministry for disabled people. And so it's a camp that is geared for families who have disabled children, and they take care of your kids while you're there. They give you a break. They honor you. They bless you. They just make you feel like royalty while you're there. But just being surrounded by that many people with disabilities, it felt like a privilege. I mean, I felt so unworthy to be there, really. I mean, just you just sense the presence of Jesus there, just in such an indescribable way. And but that's how we just want that song to encourage people out there, specifically parents with disabled children, that they've given more than taken. And there's a line in there that we wrote: to think that we thought you needed us more than we needed you. At one point in time, we needed Jude more than Jude will ever need us. Like, only heaven will in heaven will we know how unique and how special Jude's relationship and how self-sufficient Jude's relationship was with the Lord here on earth. I don't know. I just think, yeah. So that's what that song's about.
This is Never Giving Up on You.
Oh, that is? Okay, cool.
If you read it, it's on days like these. Definitely going in. Has left us here crying. I just don't know what to do.
I think, yeah.
And then there's a Barry Bridges over there. And then I found Prince of Peace up in here.
Okay. These are like the original writings, though, and so they're not like their ideas, because those are not right. But down here, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I think it can. Yeah, if the right lyrics in there, I just have to look around for them. Okay.
Or if you don't want to try that,
let's do it. Hey. Monica, thank you. You were so sweet. Thank you, Monica.
You want to do
Cousin Monica.
Yes, thank you so much. That's very, very sweet. I saw that.
This is
Prince of Peace, or do you want to do this in verse? Like
let's do Never Give Up on You.
Did you care what the
So this is called Never Give Up on You, and it was written. I remember it started to be written whenever I was sitting in the parked car in my parents' carport, and Jude was in the back of their car. It was just like the car wasn't even on. Jude had just ran to the car to just throw a huge meltdown fit, and I was done for the day. I was just done. It was like late afternoon, and I was so tired, and I was just mentally having a breakdown. And this phrase actually came to me: "I'll never give up on you." And this is probably my favorite song, probably on the album.
Yeah.
So it can be applied to marriage too.
There you go. Guys, I know it ain't perfectly in tune. I'm sorry.
They don't care.
They don't care.
It's on days like these I feel like giving up, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way too. All this fussing and fighting has left us here crying. I just don't know what to do. I'll have to find those lyrics later. Yeah. You feel the same way too. That's for the second verse.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway. Da, 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 da. This is rehearsal, by the way. Here's the chorus. I'll never give up on you, 'cause I know you don't want me to. Though you push me away, I'm gonna stay. No, I'll never give up on you. Maybe slow it down just a little bit. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. You'd rather be alone. And on days like these, I'm sorry. Sometimes being alone sounds pretty good to me too. But we still need each other. We'll make it together. We're gonna see me, honey, life is much sweeter with you. I'll never give up on you,
Never give up on
'cause I know you don't want me to.
No, you don't want me
Though
to.
you push me away, I'm gonna stay.
No, I'll never give up on you.
Mine, yeah. Yeah, you're mine, and nobody else will do. Yeah, you're mine, and I'll never give up on you. Yeah, else will do. Yeah, you're mine, and I'll never give up on you.
There's a chord there.
I'll never give up on you,
Never give up on
'cause I
you.
know you don't want me to.
No, you don't want me
Though
to.
you push me away, I'm gonna stay.
No, I'll never give up on you.
Again.
No, I'll never give up on you. No, I'll never give up on you.
Cool.
All right, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, so we got to work on that one. But that line, though you push me away, I'm going to stay, not ever give up on you. You know, when you have an autistic kid, a lot of times you get pushed away. Literally, you get pushed away, you get beat up. You know, like just today, you know, Jude was being real rough with me because I forget even why he got mad. Something I wouldn't let him have. And he grabbed around me and he was like pinching my back really, really hard.
Yeah, he does that.
And I just said, Jude, you don't want to hurt me. You don't want to hurt me, do you? You know, he just kept pinching me. And, you know, I think, you know, that's just such a pure, and I've not been perfect at it, trust me. But, you know, I stayed calm and I just held on to him and I just said, I love you. I love you. And so, you know, even though they push us away, you know, to just have that staying love, that, you know, I'm here to stay. I don't care how many times you push me away. I'm going to stay. I'm never, ever going to give up on you. And the only way we can have that love, that true, pure love, is through Christ. And, you know, I think about how much I've learned about the cross and the suffering of Jesus through Jude, because John and I, and other people who've helped care for our son, have literally, you know, been, you know, physically, you know, beat up by Jude. And, you know, it evokes a reaction out of you, like you want to defend yourself and you get angry. And so for me, I just remember one day just the reality of the fact that Jesus didn't fight back at the cross. It hit me just like this, you know, this huge weight just like fell on top of me, like, oh my gosh, this is what Jesus did times a million. Like, he had people mocking him, ripping out his beard and kicking him and pushing him on the ground. And Jesus had every ability to just call it all off, to obliterate these people that were just abusing him. And he took it. He willingly took it because he loved the world so much. He willingly gave his life. And I just remembered that, you know, I don't know. I just remember that becoming so real to me one time whenever I was, you know, getting beat up and just taking it and thinking, you know, I have the power to overtake this child, you know, and take him down, you know, but my love is greater than that, to not fight back, to not beat him up, you know, beat him back up, but to take it because I love him that much. And I don't know, I've learned a lot from Jesus on this journey, and he has definitely made me look more like himself through it. And I'm so grateful. I told John, I don't know, probably a week or so ago, I said, I like the Lainey I'm becoming so much more than the old Lainey. I love the Lainey that looks like Jesus. And so Jesus, make me look more and more like you, whatever it takes. And the Lord uses suffering to do it. You know, he uses those struggles. But, okay, so we want to do one more?
Sure. We got Prince of Peace. I found that Psalm 3, one that you wrote at
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's one called Rest. I don't know if you know that one.
Yeah, I know that.
That's a really good one. I wish we could.
You know what? Why don't we come back tomorrow night and do it?
Cool.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Because
so which one do you want to do?
I'm an early riser and I'm ready to go to bed, and our viewers are dwindling. They're going to bed. And so we can share more of our music with more people tomorrow night.
We're going to need to be working on it.
Yeah, we do need to work on it. So thank you all so much for joining our first rehearsal.
Will you sing and go to sleep for them?
Oh, yeah. So we will end tonight's live with a song called Go to Sleep.
Damn.
And John wrote this song for Jude when I was pregnant with Jude. And it's just a sweet little lullaby that he heard in his head. And
2008, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. But just one more shout out. We will be, good night, Katie. We will be performing Friday night at 7 p.m. at Joe Pine Coffee. And we're going to be debuting for the first time publicly our songs inspired by autism that John and I have written, all original songs. And so especially if you know a family that could be encouraged by this music, even if maybe they don't have necessarily an autistic child, they have a special needs child or a family member, or just going through maybe just a difficult time and could be encouraged, we're just gonna share our testimony through music and hopefully encourage a lot of people. So anyway, maybe we'll go on an autism tour.
That would work really well for our family.
Yeah, that will be
good.
online, virtually.
Maybe like an internet tour. We'll get like different backdrops for here, and we're on tour. Watch us live on that.
That's
so
true.
this is to lull you to sleep.
Yeah. So this is a song that John wrote for Jude when I was pregnant with Jude, and it's a lullaby called "Go to Sleep." Any other thing you want to say?
Yeah.
I think I know the verse is pretty good. You can help me through it.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Was that it?
No.
Okay.
Oh. No, it's not. Okay.
Cool.
Go to sleep, little boy. See you in the morning. Go to sleep, little boy. See you when you rise. Don't you worry about a thing in this world. If you'll have a home, or if you will be warm, I will care for you each and every day. Believe me when I say I love you. Go to sleep, little boy. We can play